Do you feel like your sensitivity hasn't been the same ever since the Operation Shadow Legacy update? Well, if you do feel like that, you're in the same boat as a lot of people right now. If you didn't know, the Operation Shadow Legacy update brought along a brand new system for your sensitivity, splitting it all into the different scopes that are offered. Now, for some, their old sensitivity that they had in Shadow Legacy, their perfect sensitivity that they spent years trying to craft, got completely resetted. Some don't even know if they are using the correct sensitivity or not, and others might even want to change their sensitivity completely and find a brand new one for themselves. Whatever boat you're in, today I'm going to be giving you a load of brand new methods in order to calculate your sensitivity for Operation Shadow Legacy. This is going to range from multiple online calculators for your sensitivity, as well as different multipliers you can actually use to times them together and find it out, and as well a completely brand new method to reset it yourself. So if this video does help you out or any of these methods end up working for you, be sure to drop a like on the video. And without further ado, let's go take revenge on those who took away our sacred sensitivities. So the first method, I did in fact already cover it on the video where I covered different reticle colors in Rainbow Six Siege. At the very end, it was a little short segment, but a lot of you still had problems with this. So if you did have a problem with this one, which many in fact did, or you actually haven't heard of this method before and want to give it a try to see if it works for you, I'm going to show you how to do it right away. So first up is the calculator Rainbow Six Siege themselves provided when this update rolled through. Now, some of your sensitivities will have carried over to the very new one. If you want to clarify this, that it actually has carried over, you can use this method too, but if you're not sure on it, this will help. So if we ignore all of the equations and algebra that they did provide, we can take a look at this link over here, and it is going to bring you to a spreadsheet. Now, you need to actually make a copy of this in order to edit it, because right now you're not able to edit this document. Therefore, you need to copy the spreadsheet, paste it onto a different one, and you will be able to put your values in. Now, for some people, this online version isn't working when you try to copy it, so if that doesn't work, I would recommend using the actual app for Microsoft Excel. Now, when you then get here, you're going to need to put in your old sensitivity ADS value, which is fairly straightforward. Then you need to put in your FOV, and then you also need to put in your aspect ratio width, and as well your aspect ratio height. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, MatchPoint, I'm on console, and console doesn't have FOV or aspect ratio. And that is correct, so instead of putting in values of your own choice, you need to be putting in the set values that are completely automatically set to default for a console. And this is going to be 16:9 for your aspect ratio, and then your FOV is going to be at 60 degrees. Now, if this method isn't for you and you need another one, I've got you covered, as there are many more coming your way, and we'll move on to the next one right now. And also as well, if those of you are experiencing a bug when you go to restart or just completely shut down your game, load it back up again, and your sensitivity value has been reset to the standard one on 50, that is currently a bug. It's not just you having it, it's many other players as well that have been experiencing this sensitivity reset bug, so you'll simply just need to put in your value again. It might be a little bit of a hassle, but that's how to fix it. Now, the next method is going to be a different sensitivity calculator, and this one might be a little bit easier for some of you. Now, this ADS sensitivity calculator is much more user-friendly, and it was in fact made by Avid, and there are the credits down there on the actual calculator website as well if you would like to take a look. Now again, if you want your old sensitivity back and you need these values for you, this should have it covered. So you need to put in your current ADS sensitivity. This is what you were using last season, or the season before it got changed. Whatever ADS sensitivity that you can remember using that worked for you, put that in there. Then put in your aspect ratio. For me, it's going to be 4:3. If you're on console, it will be 16:9. And then put in your FOV. And that again for me is going to be 90. If you're on console, it will be 60. And then you are going to get all of the different calculated sensitivity values on the bottom of your screen. It's going to have it for all of the different scopes, so then you can transfer this value all the way over to the settings in game. It's got everything for your different scopes from the 1x all the way up into the 12x. Now you may notice the sensitivity values are going to be a little bit high, some ranging near 200. Now what Siege have actually done to combat this is they've gone ahead and extended the sensitivity height all the way up from 100 to 200, so you will be able to put it in with ease. If I was you for the meantime, I would suggest writing these down just for peace of mind, because if you end up forgetting them and it resets on you, you don't want this happening again. If any of these methods so far have worked for you, be sure to drop a like on the video, and also check if you are subscribed, because sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe you, and you might not even know that you are. However, if you are still looking to completely change and reset your sensitivity because you don't like the old one you had, or you aren't still sure if the one you've changed to is the correct one for you and you still need another calculator version to do it for you, I've still got you covered. Now, there are actually core value multipliers that you can use in order to calculate your sensitivity. There are specific values designated to each scope, and different sight and zoom level in the game right now, and you can times these together and get your actual ADS sensitivity. Now remember that your horizontal and vertical sensitivity aren't actually going to affect your ADS. Your ADS sensitivity is when you are going to be zooming in your scope, just in case you didn't know that by now. So for this, you will be using like a calculator of some sort if you want to do it that way, and you will have to times them together. And the actual values for this are shown here, and this was posted in the Discord by Moncha, which is very, very useful in the tips and tricks channel. And if you would like to post your own tips and tricks or take a look at some of the other ones, there will be a link to the Discord down below. So as you can see, there are a range of different multipliers or decimals for your different scopes. The 1x scope is obviously going to be 0.6, the 1.5x scope is 0.59. And as you can clearly see, the actual equation for this is going to be the scope multiplier. So for the 1x, it will be 0.6 divided by 0.883 times by your old ADS sensitivity, which for me will be 83, so I'll times it by 83, and I'll be able to work out individually my different sensitivities for each new site. Again, now this method is fairly straightforward when you look at the multipliers and the actual equation that you have to use. You put it all in and you will get your sensitivity. If you don't want to do it manually, feel free to use the other calculators I have showcased. But if you are not comfortable with your current sensitivity right now, even after that reset, I'm going to be showing you a method to actually find a brand new sensitivity that is perfectly fit for you. Now essentially what this method is going to do is you are going to be able to go in with a brand new scope in each custom game. You will be able to find the perfect ADS sensitivity that is fit for each individual scope. So first up, what you are going to be needing to do is load up a custom game, and I want you to set it to consular. The timing, make sure you have it at the max just so you have enough time to actually go through this, and any other settings that might be of your preference. The main thing here is that you do set it to consular. And then when you end up loading in the custom game, you're going to be starting on attack, and I want you to pick an operator with the 1x scope. Start with the 1x and then work your way up all to the 12x scope, because you're going to be finding your sensitivity for each individual one. Then you need to come over to the main entrance by the main windows on the front here, and then you simply go and stand on this little ledge over here. Now for starters, for the 1x, I'd recommend putting your sensitivity at 100. This is because you want to find a mid-balance that you can adjust. You're not going to keep it at 100, don't worry, you're going to change it, but starting off with a nice round and even in the halfway number is going to help. And then after you have done that, you're going to be needing to ADS with your 1x scope. When you are going to be ADSing, what I want you to do is move your reticle onto the different windows. As you can see, there are about 3 to 4 windows on this main entrance. What I want you to do is flick between the different ones. And your goal is to hit the window. You don't have to directly hit the center of the window every time. You just need to be landing some part of your reticle on that barricade, because aim is going to be a factor for this. We're trying to find our sensitivity here, not practice our aim. Now, because you are going to be on 100 for your 1x ADS sensitivity, some of you might find yourself over flicking, so you're going too far across the window. If this is you, what I want you to do now is to lower your sensitivity a little bit by however many increments you want to do, so that you can lower it and stop over flicking. Now, if you now find yourself over flicking still, or you're actually under flicking this time, you're obviously going to need to lower it down or adjust it or increase it to fit this. And then you'll know that the ADS sensitivity for a certain scope is going to be fit for you when you can start to consistently flick onto the barricades. You don't have to be flicking onto it every single time, but for the majority, 8 times or 9 times out of 10, you should be hitting it. And then after a little bit of adjusting and changing for your ADS sensitivity for the 1x, you will have found the one fit for you. And that is the complete process for it. Now you need to repeat it with the other different scopes. It's going to give you a really solid idea of what sensitivity is going to be perfect for you. And it is going to be really specific to you as well. Repeat it for the other scopes using the same method and you'll find your ADS sensitivities. And those right there are the methods to calculate your sensitivity for Rainbow Six Siege, to reset it and calculate and convert your old one. Now, let me know down below what sensitivity you are currently using in Siege as well. If the video actually did help you out, or you found one of the methods to actually work for you, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more tips and tricks videos just like this one. If you do end up having any questions about the video, if your sensitivity is fit for you, be sure to ask me when I am live on Twitch on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. There will be a link down below. I hope you all have an incredible rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.